detective work means you gotta walk.
My demon expelling mantra is... From whence you came! A touch of frost!
Into the wind!
As one with wind and cloud! One with my blade!
Wind Strider!
Why do they never admit teamwork is dreamwork?
Disappear! Worthless!
Let's light it up!
Submit for judgment! Useless! Boring! Useless!
One with nature!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Let's light it up!
Swift and merciful! Useless!
Into the wind!
I'm going in!
Spirit Blade! Attack! Lament! Tear! Worthless! Tear! Worthless! Boring!
The wind knows me.
Let's light it up!
Clouds high.
The birds call!
Welcome. How can I help you? I'll live to that.
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating. Truly is fascinating.
This realm is truly beginning to thrive. I cannot help but be stirred. If you ever have any questions...
pleasure to be working with you.
Be as great as Ryuji.
Now that my son's back, I can finally breathe in peace. It's my lucky day!
One with nature.
Take flight!
Boom! Oh my god!
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
One with nature.
Get out of my way!
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all? Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attack. No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha. Hey! Don't be mean! I'm unsmart lots of the time! Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back. Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other? Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. It's something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Time to go. Tch. Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaedahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have... The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaedahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaedahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaedahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaedahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui, attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaedahara clan. Considering Mr. Kaedahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. you will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost went.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings... But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please, in fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the...
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most...
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be... Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy?
Indeed. He sounds highly...
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Time to go. Time to go.
there. We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma! Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
If it isn't
Huh? You two...
Yes, the Kaedahara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma. Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to... There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedahara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's...
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedahara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had... Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far...
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the...
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that you... But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household. Time to go.
My apologies. Kamore Tea House only accepts guests.
Time to go.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited everything was fine when we first got married. But as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh! What happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby and I'm willing to support him, but making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and...
I see. I understand. Amenoma Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him...
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded. Though do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we know. What started as a disagreement over the price escalated and ultimately turned into a tragedy. However, in this case, only one of the parties would have started the fire. That would make the other party innocent, and they would have no reason to hide themselves from the public. If this is indeed what happened, and the innocent man hasn't come forward yet, then it suggests they may have already lost their life. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
What's my first step of becoming an outstanding adventurer?
Time to go!
Come, try some creative cooking.
You can find
Follow the wind. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnant, indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from the source of the Tatarigami. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the
Mrs. Nagato said her husband...
It could well be that he was already... From what I've been told, but most will develop a stubborn streak. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an...
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the... You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary! Paimon would...
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too. Time to go. From this point, the trail appeared. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Whirling snow!
Boring! It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite... Well, let's take a look. According to this letter, A conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since... Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the law...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but all...
Wait! You figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger. He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything...
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may... Show yourself! It's no use
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before! What's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ameno... But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving... Whoa!
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting, or rather as a means to occupy, Amenoma Yuya's...
You're sharper than I thought. Many years ago, as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden...
Indeed. At that point in time, he was a bladesmith of great renown, a master. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, in her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most...
Sword?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Isshin art!
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares? When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one and...
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you. And by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun. Now, give your...
The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Join me and sever that divine light!
Into the wind!
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no...
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me. He is but a puppet that can be... The end result is the same! I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger! And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the... If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step...
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built for Ishin art, if he wants to avoid reality...
Wait a minute! Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned the...
all right.
What about Amenoma Yuya?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained...
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. Time to go. Leave everything on this journey to me. One with nature. Into the wind. Time to go.
To the ferry. Finally. It's my lucky day.
One with nature. Fallen leaves adorn my night. The wind knows me.
To the ferry. To the ferry. Finally.
Into the wind.
The ferry.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become... Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can...
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than... Let's keep going. Time to go.
Let's get down to business.
That hurts!
To the ferry. Finally. To the ferry. It's my lucky day. Going somewhere?
One with nature. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting...
But what would that do to...
I will be careful with it. He's still trying to... One with nature. Time to go. Into the wind. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. One with nature.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really...
Yes.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a
True form? What is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you... It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I've finally figured out why it was that you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. The only one who truly...
Huh?
There they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep Yup! We can...
Don't worry. It's just more of the same.
Let's get down to business. There's more!
One with nature.
End you!
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Yes.
You fought way better with your...
You are a true Kaede. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels. I thought that if I could achieve Isshin harmony...
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. Yours is the blade that...
Actually, this is just a Forging and maintenance are both important. This blade has traveled the skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own conscience... Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. Though you tried to cooperate with me...
I sensed it, but
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to... I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since the moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only... You have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I possibly deny it? I said to him, "Do not worry, from here on I shall forge your..." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. When I touched the hilt, a bladesmith, a newly forged blade lay by his...
Wow.
Indeed. While in Egg, he spent the rest of his life in the forge. Not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for... He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, so he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to... All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliant.
So that's the truth. But after that...
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's...
When I look back, I once told him that I would pay any but darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will, but I still cannot bring myself to. So, may I ask?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the...
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to. My physical form, as well as the knowledge.
His attitude has... What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When, alas, after that, nor have I ever had the my fights were devoid of any noble meaning. You are a fine warrior. I would like to
Oh? And who would be the
I will release Ame no Mayuya and restore his consciousness. You must have plenty of reasons to both.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and...
I see. He used my body. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by release, if a duel can help to set this state of affairs, I do not wish to be a mere...
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended?
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't... In any case, for a final duel, I think we should...
There's quality here.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux class. Yep, we still can't let him... Still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art. Kaidahara,
Successor of Amenoma art.
I'm honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
The wind knows me. One with nature. The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind. Time to go. One with nature.
Thank you for... Although he appears battered and broken, his sense of savage...
You also fought well. There are a few things that I shall leave.
I must apologize to you for all...
You need not seek my forgiveness. It is too...
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my... I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but I beseech you. Please,
Yes. I too trust...
Thank you, successor.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would... Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go?
I'm not sure, but...
It's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bantan Sango Detective Agency.
Really?
Yes. Badly wounded, and now that Yuya is back, it's...
I think I know what you...
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade...
Yes. He said he wants to take control...
What? No way!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. I have decided...
But... He...
Thank you. I will Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why his consciousness will disappear for...
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions. And thus, only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these
Oh, Kazuha...
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Wait! Shouldn't we also...
Oh, you're right. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made. Time to go.
Try some creative cooking.
Time to go.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amano Mayuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged.
Wow! You sure kept your ear...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the...
I see.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper from... Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still...
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the shogunate's assistance...
Great. Thank you for...
Where will you travel to next?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me. The wind knows me.
Why do new explorers make the same mistakes over and over again? Why do new explorers make the same mistakes? Why do new explorers
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. Strider. Into the wind. The wind knows me. Time to go. Time to go. As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Sakura swirl! Take flight! Forward!
Suffocate!
One with nature. Clouds high. Birds call. Into the wind. Time to go.
Freeze! I got careless.
The wind knows me. Wherever in this... Into the wind!
Let's light it up!
The wind knows me.
Off we go! Adventure time! Off we go!
One with nature. Time to go. The wind knows me.
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing. Ad Astra Abbott. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only the...
Very well. I shall put my official duties to one side for the moment.
Step aside! Ito's back in town. Can't catch me! Bam!
My apologies!
Cascade!
Let's roll!
Unthinkable! Take flight!
Attaboy!
Kamisato up. Suiyu!
That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Be still.
Can't catch me! Attaboy! Cascade! Let's roll!
What shall we do?
I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Stricken, but unable to.
It is time, Morax! We settle this now!
This is order!
Mission!
The depth beckon!
Everybody stand back! Let's light it! My apologies!
Be still! Stabilize!
Sakura swirl!
There is no atonement for 1,000-year pain!
Why do they never miss?
Solidify!
Today, you witness your reckoning!
Gather!
Whirling!
Mind the deluge.
Solidify! I will have order!
Crumble! tomb, though you know it not. Come,
Stabilize.
experience an eon of suffering.
Kamisato up. Suiyu.
Let's light it up! Take flight!
This is order.
Embrace the ice!
Back to
Solidify.
the earth!
Such is life.
My apologies!
More axe!
Conquering demons is what I do.
Want me to come along?
It appears my combat...
Into the wind! Time to go! The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Everybody stand back!
Lament! Worthless! Worthless!
One with nature.
Adventure time!
One with wind and cloud! Time to go. The wind knows me.
Take flight! I'm going in! Let's light it up!
Disappear! Here! Here!
Well, this ought to be entertaining.
And the crowd goes, what? Attaboy! Cascade!
Unthinkable!
Evil shall be dispersed.
All right, let's head off.